Alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back, brothers and sisters, to our episode of Way to Behave. Now, just before the break, we were talking about how we can be dutiful to our parents, the status of the parents in the life of every Muslim. And we had some beautiful input from the brothers, Brother Muhammad, Musa, and Muhammad. Now, Brother Muhammad, we were discussing a little earlier about the status of the parents, whether we had maybe some parents who were maybe non-Muslims, and how to honor our parents. So you had a question which I believe to be very, very important.
Yeah.
So if you can go ahead and ask your question, inshallah.
Actually, many of us, our parents, they died without having any knowledge of Islam, without getting any invitation of Islam. And not only that, in many parts of this world, still there are some, isolated places like Sentinel Island in India, also some tribal areas in South America. So many of them, they didn't get any invitation of Islam. They don't have any knowledge about Islam. So what is going to happen to them on the Day of Judgment?
Sure, subhanAllah, it's a very, very powerful question, subhanAllah. And it is important when we answer this question that there are important matters for us to understand from the very beginning. As Muslims, it is not for us to state any one person or any individual whether they will be in the paradise or hell by name. The Day of Judgment has not occurred. We do not know what is going to happen on the Day of Judgment. So for us as Muslims, it is not for us to determine who is going to the paradise and who is going to the hellfire. We do know, of course, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes the characteristics of those people who enter the paradise, like those who fear Allah, the muttaqeen, or the good doers like the muhsineen, or those who do amil salihat, or those who do righteous actions. They go to the paradise. The believers, the mu'minun, the muslimun, they go to the paradise. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also tells us that the kafirun, those who rejected, those who disbelieved in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the fasiqun, the wrongdoers, the zalimun, these people, that they would be punished and that they would go to the hellfire. Now, what about those people? They never heard about Islam. Maybe in centuries before, not like now maybe, when the message of Islam can spread out. But maybe there are places on earth until now. There's a very small island, I think, very close to India, that no human beings have actually visited. These people have been there for centuries and have had no contact, possibly, with what Islam is. Now, if some of these people, they pass away, what is the ruling on these particular people? Now, there is a hadith which is narrated by Imam Ahmad, rahimahullah, in which the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the hadith is narrated by a companion called Aswad ibn Sari, Aswad as-Sari. He said that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that there were four people. One of them was blind, one of them was deaf, one of them was unable to, he was insane, and one was very, very old in age. And all of them had matters where they were complaining that to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that they couldn't hear the message or they couldn't understand the message that was given to them. The old man, for example, in hadith, he said, I heard something but I couldn't understand what was being said to me. Therefore, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will tell this individual to walk towards a fire. If this individual obeys Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, walks into a fire, he will find that the fire is actually cool and does not burn him. This person obeys Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on a test that is given to him on the Day of Judgment, and then he will be placed in the paradise through Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's mercy. Based on this particular hadith, it is understood that those who never heard the message, they will be tested on the Day of Judgment. If they pass that test, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will enter them into the paradise. We must remember that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will never ever oppress anyone or anything. It is against the nature to be unfair or to oppress any person. If a person was not to hear the message, not of any fault of their own, and to be then placed into the hellfire, that would be oppression, that would be dhulm. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is free and away from being oppressive to any of His creation. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us all success.